Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by Moses Itauma, unbeaten heavyweight prospect, aiming to be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. So ambitious, I'd say. You know, yeah.
Sorry, say that again?
I said ambitious. You're not afraid of kind of saying what you want and getting it.
No, I'm trying, man. Listen, at the end of the day, you have to look up at the stars, because you ain't gonna get nowhere in life if you don't.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And were you a fan of Tyson growing up? Or is it just the achievement, or is it the man himself?
I wouldn't say I was a fan of. I never used to really watch heavyweights when I was growing up. It was more like Nassim Hamid and them type of fighters that I was watching. And yeah, like I said, like I'm chasing that record, and I don't know. It's a sticky one, because obviously it was a different era when Tyson was there, but so I'm gonna give him my all, and that's what, like I said, that's what anyone can ask from me.
Who have you sparred with so far that's up at that world level now, to give yourself an idea of how long it might be until you're ready to aim for a world title?
I've been sparring Dubois, Joshua, Joyce. It's just them British fighters. The only ones that I haven't really sparred with is like Fury, but obviously he said he'll get me up with when he gets the Usyk fight, or in January or whatever. So I'm excited, but it's just like you come here and do your job. I've got to go in there and do my job.
Mine's got decidedly less risk than yours. They have to take quite as many punches to the face. But you said you're excited about sparring Fury, but you've already sparred those other guys. What did that tell you about where you're at? Because a lot of young prospects will say, talent-wise, I'm already there, but it's the conditioning side that needs to improve over time.
Of course, but with the skill level, I can match up with these boys. And obviously, like you said, you already answered your own question there. It's just getting about the conditioning.
And I heard you on the George Groves Boxing Club podcast. Thought it was really good, by the way. Really enjoyed listening to that. You were talking about when you made your debut and your brother had fought and lost, sadly, earlier in the evening. How tough was that mentally to cope with? Because I could tell you're mentally strong, but that must have been an unforeseen circumstance.
No, of course, it was an upset, and I just had to put it behind me. Like, I just feel like character building. God wanted it to happen that way, so it went that way. Listen, like my brother, it's either make or break him, and I believe it's making him. Obviously, he's had 2 comeback fights, and yeah, I think hopefully we'll be back out in March.
Is there any kind of rivalry between the two of you? I know you're very close, but is there any kind of competition in the gym or anything like that?
No, there was. I'd say there was. Not anymore. Like, it was healthy competition though. It wasn't never like, oh, I don't want him to do well and he doesn't want me to do well. It's like, if he runs 10 kilometers, I'll go run 11. It's like, it's healthy competition.
You don't spar anymore?
No, I'm too heavy.
I'm sure he's relieved. You got this fight Friday night. Obviously, you want to learn something from every fight. Is there anything particular with this one, with what you've worked on in camp, that you're looking to see from yourself on Friday?
No, not really. Like, to be fair, if I'll be honest with you, I didn't know I was fighting until like a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. So every champion's got to do it. They've got to stay ready, got to be ready, and yeah, looking forward to Friday night.
How do you find that? Because you're a great amateur, so you probably had to find out your opponents either on the night or shortly before in the past. Do you like it that way? It keeps you on your toes?
I don't mind. It's I'm ready. 6 rounds. It's not if it was a 12-round fight and the opponent's, I don't know, Muhammad Ali or whatever, then obviously I'd like to have known. But obviously at this stage of my career, I don't really need too much of a notice. And obviously I train hard, but the risks are not as high as if obviously when I do get up there to the top level. So yeah.
And I'm going to ask you about some of the other heavyweight happenings, if you like, in a minute. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Chatham, which is your home. I live in Rochester, so I'm not far away from you. And you came from another country and obviously grew up in Chatham. What's it like, and how have you been kind of embraced by the community, especially since you started boxing?
You know what? Even though I was raised in Chatham, I never really lived it. Like, my whole childhood was just school boxing gym. I never really had too many friends growing up. I was just always focused on obviously making it in boxing. Obviously, I'm making it, and yeah, growing up in Chatham, I don't know. It's a weird one because it's not like you have differences of communities and people. Obviously, like your school and that, like is obviously you got mad different cultures or whatever. And I was always in kind of. I can always relate to every culture. Do you get what I mean? And listen, I was just always doing my own thing though. Even like when people was going out partying or whatever, I was going to the gym. I never really, like I said, I never really grew up. I grew up in Chatham, but I never really lived the Chatham experience or Kent, if you get what I mean in general. But it's another day, and yeah, we're here. We're here. Listen, I'm putting Chatham on the map.
And you're still a young man now, like you said, the partying can't happen, drinking, etc. Do you ever feel like you're missing out compared to someone of your age that's not a boxer?
If you're building a better future for yourself, then nah. But obviously, if it was like I'm trying to build something and it doesn't happen, then obviously you feel like you have missed out a little bit because obviously A or B didn't work out. But whereas I'm making a better future for myself, I don't believe I'm missing out on nothing now.
Are your friends quite understanding? So when there's like a group night out or something like that, you say, look, I'm going to have to leave it. You know, I'm fighting in a few weeks, or I've got the gym tomorrow, or whatever.
Like I said, like my friends were the boys down the gym, and obviously day by day or week after week, year after year, all of them just started leaving, started doing their own things. Some of them work on site, some of them like do their own thing now, and yeah, I'm still here.
I just want to talk to you a bit about the heavyweight scene. December 23rd, huge show, Day of Reckoning. Which fight out of the heavyweight fights on the card are you most looking forward to, and why?
Dubois Miller, because I'm actually surprised in how that's gonna go. Obviously, while in Joshua, we kind of like Joshua's got to kind of do a number on him, or I feel like he will anyway. And Wilder Parker, that's an interesting fight as well, to be fair. But yeah, Dubois Miller is just an interesting one as well because it's like Dubois don't really talk a lot. Miller talks hella, but I feel like deep down I feel like Miller's a nice guy because if you see in the press conferences, he's talking hella smack about his opponent or whatever. But when you see him doing interviews and he's one-to-one on someone, it's like he looks like or he seems like a nice guy. So that's what I mean. Like I feel like he does it all for the cameras. And listen, you can't blame him. We are in a business where bums on seats means money. So that's exactly what he's doing.
Now Miller is 6-1 with the bookies for that fight, which shocked me. What do you think about that? He seems like too far an outsider. It means you have to spend £1 to win 6. So you'll make a lot of money if you bet on him and he wins.
Is he the underdog?
Massive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see why though. Obviously, Dubois is a big puncher. He's had a good bit of amateur career, and he's been there with the top pros. So you can see why.
And just finally, you talked about getting a knock from Tyson Fury to spar for Usyk. That fight's going to happen in February. What are the key things in your view that Fury needs to watch out for with Usyk? What are his threats?
I don't know. I'm not Usyk, so I don't know. Obviously, he's a good boxer. So listen, that's down to Fury and his team to suss that one out.
All right, but say you were going to fight Fury rather than just spar him. What are your challenges? What are you looking at Fury and saying, right, this is what I need to do to be successful against him?
Well, Francis Ngannou kind of like put a little bit out there. Listen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't really know at this minute. I'm not fighting Tyson Fury, so I wouldn't know what I can say or how to beat him or anything. Because I've never really studied him like that. When I've watched Tyson Fury's fights, it's been purely for entertainment, not for studying purposes.
How will you approach the sparring? Are you going in there to learn and to help him get ready for the fight, or are you going in there just to go for it?
Like I wouldn't say I'll go there to go for it, but I'll go there for my own purposes, for me to learn. Although I don't ever spar anyone for them, for their reason, for their purposes. Yeah, it should be exciting.
So if they asked you, for example, because I know some trainers do this to like modify your style to emulate the opponent, that kind of thing, not having it.
I wouldn't do it.
And that's just a thing that you've carried through all the way through.
No, it's just I'm not a sparring partner. I'm me at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll go into sparring for my own benefit, whether it was Lawrence Okoli or Joshua or Dubois or whatever. I go there for myself. I don't go there for no one else.
And so the big question then on that, who's taught you the most, or who's been the best you've sparred so far?
For me, the most trickiest out of all of them is the bar, purely because of his style. Like, everybody knows style makes fights, and his style was the most trickiest out of the 4 or 5.
That will surprise people.
That does, and it will. But also, I've done the most rounds with the bar, so I don't know.
Are you picking him in that fight against Miller? We've talked about how much money you can win if Miller comes through. But
The thing is, I've never actually watched Miller box, so I'm not too sure how he boxes. I just know he talks a good game.
all right, before I let you go, just drop your social media handle so people can find you and find out more about you.
Just Instagram m.itauma.
Great stuff. Really appreciate it.